Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 61, Persuasion. Wow! I muttered unintentionally while looking around the checkpoints at the border to the northeast. The reason I muttered is due to the enormous amount of knights patrolling the border. Did they bring a whole army for this? What are you going to do if another country attacks? That trash! Well, I was certainly expecting soldiers, but this amount is ridiculous. The Devil of the Shield will surely escape to Siltwelt. Do not miss him. Roger. So insufferably annoying. They are being strict enough with the border patrol that not even ants can escape. If it were just Raphtalia, Phiro, and I, we may be able to break through the front, but now we have to worry about the second princess. It is probably impossible. Even if we do charge in from the front, the other heroes may also be here. Well, they shouldn't have recovered completely from the last wave yet though. Me charging in alone while they try to sneak past is also not going to work. However, how did they find out I was going to Siltwelt? They probably figured that would be the most disadvantageous country for them. Either way, my imagination is running wild. What do? We can't pass the barricade, should we change roads? Impossible. The second princess mutters. Why would it be impossible? This seems to be an emergency deployment. Warnings will resound once people cross national borders, and soldiers will rush there. That's pretty severe. I imagine something like an infrared alarm system. These guys probably have something like this set up along the border. Even if we just camp on a mountain, it will only be a matter of time before we are discovered. Phiro, can you evade them while pulling the wagon? They were warned. It is impossible to get away since they have the warning line. They are strangely detailed. This is my mother's emergency plan, so no expenses were spared since it will be used in emergencies after all. It's quite elaborate. My killing intent rises. Though there is nothing I can do to release it. Can't we escape to Siltwelt through another country? The closest border is here, and we cannot choose any others. We ended up bumping to a villager from the neighboring village. Since we are in disguise, it should be fine. The second princess and I are hiding within the straw. Ah! Raphtalia and the villager make eye contact and there is a mysterious silence. Hero of the Shield Sama. It is dangerous here. I recommend you take a detour. We were found out immediately. I must reconsider Raphtalia's disguise. Ah, our country has improved a lot thanks to the seed Hero Sama gave us. Thank you. Now that I look carefully. This guy is from the neighboring country. Moreover, this guy looks like he's been peddling. I think your disguise will be fine if you add a little more dirt. I only recognized you since she is such a beautiful raccoon demi-human. This is my fault. As expected, Raphtalia seems to be one of the better-looking raccoon demi-humans. Or did she become a celebrity when we were peddling? In the first place, when I bought Raphtalia, the slave trader said that the raccoon class's appearance is slightly bad. Since they are very wary, they are able to disguise themselves. I'm sorry for everything. Don't even think about it. Compared to what Hero of the Shield Sama has done for us, this much is nothing. I give him some silver in exchange for food. Our food problem is quite serious due to Phiro. During our fugitive lifestyle, her stomach rumbled non-stop. I'm afraid she'll drop in speed. Our only advantages are Phiro's speed and disguise ability. It is practically our lifeline against bounty hunters and adventurers on the road. Oh, a peddler? I want to buy something. Oh shit! A soldier approaches the guy from the neighboring country. Hero of the Shield Sama. Shit, we've been discovered by a soldier. Just as I was about to order Phiro to silence him and run. It's me. I cooperated with Hero Sama during the wave. Ah, now that I look carefully, he's one of the volunteer soldiers. That reminds me, after parting with Trash, I couldn't follow up on any of the others that came with me to the castle. I was a little worried, but it seems like they're cooperating with us. Though at that time I did not know about the story of the Devil of the Shield. It must have been a considerably hard decision to go through with. They might even have been demoted. Did you get demoted? No, for some reason there was no blame. I see, then you're on border patrol without getting demoted. It's not like that. The majority of the knights are concentrated here. Just for me? Hey hey! Just how much does trash hate me? It seems they really don't want me to go to Siltwelt. Catching me might not even be their true purpose here though. There must be something I don't know concerning the country called Siltwelt. It might not be impossible to proceed after all. My best hand equals whatever the enemy hates. I don't know what, but there is certainly something I can exploit here. Anyway, it's dangerous here. Please escape as soon as possible. I am grateful. Don't mention it. Hiro-sama, are you troubled by the fact that we bumped into each other here? And that I recognize you as the hero of the Shield-sama? Certainly. At the time of the last wave, the other heroes may have contributed to Glass's withdrawal. They may consider my abilities above them, but I would be murdered if we encounter again. In any case, we change Raphtalia's clothes for some even worse ones and plaster her face with mud. For the time being, let's get out of here. I pray that your suspicions will be cleared up. After parting with the villager from the neighboring country and the volunteer, we headed south to take a detour. We had only advanced a little. According to the volunteer's story, Motoyasu and Itsuki were on their way in a carriage. I barely steal a glance. One of their magicians seems to be chanting something. There. That cart of straw. I seriously hope that was not us. Immediately I have a very bad feeling. Motoyasu and Itsuki rush up to our cart. Shit. Why are you guys heading here? It's probably that bastard that used magic. I suppose it's some analysis magic. I brush off the straw and jump off the wagon. Phiro sensed the situation and returned to her Philo Real. Queen form. So it was you after all. Today they were so close. Ren also appears. Shit. Can this situation get any worse? We found you. Free Princess Melty. Itsuki points at me like he's some messenger of justice and makes a provoking face. Release what? I'm not restraining the second princess. Stop playing dumb, we have evidence. That's right. You have no justice. Justice, huh? Are the knights acting based on justice during the wave? The reality is, everyone has their own sense of justice. Wait. If I think carefully, this guy's sense of justice is very straightforward. Back in the castle town, Ren was worried about the village of plague, while Itsuki just wasted my time on his useless justice impression. Can I use this? Well, there is no way they will believe me, but I might as well try. It will still be worth it trying to explain it once and the matter gets settled. In other words, if I can turn their sense of justice against each other, we may get out of this yet. An evil plot is hatched. It is one of the situations that game enthusiasts long for. If it works, this will make them doubt the country. Are you guys saying that what you believe in is truly justice? What are you saying? The second princess is here without any injuries. I show the heroes the second princess while maintaining readiness to defend from any attacks. The second princess looks at me anxiously, and nods. Hero of the sword sama, hero of the spear sama, hero of the bow sama. The hero of the shield sama is innocent. Rather, he has saved my life. The second princess is not speaking with her usual childish tone, but rather with the authority of an authentic princess. The expressions of those three visibly change. In fact, they are just finding out they were used for evil. Since these guys are basically lumps of justice, this will be extraordinarily disgraceful. Please believe me. There is a big conspiracy hidden behind this. But why did Princess Melty go to this guy? I just asked him to protect my life. The second princess explains what happened to them. Isn't it unnatural? Who would profit if the hero of the shield sama kidnaps me? That's. Are you trying to look for a reason? Your eyes are swimming. But, this guy is Dash. Did the country Merlomark not give the hero of the shield sama different treatment? Certainly. In the first place, Mother was saying. When the time of misfortune comes, the people must join hands and unite to repel it. There is no room for the hero-samas to be fighting each other. Please lower your weapons. The three heroes weakened their grips on their weapons and stood down. Though they are still wary. They were defeated in the last fight after all. As the second princess said, we need to train together and get stronger. If we are going to fulfill our missions as heroes, we cannot just increase our levels. Both our weapons and levels must be sufficient. Do you understand? This is a conspiracy. I will tell you everything that I know. Whether or not you decide to fight will be up to you. After I say so, the bitch steps forward. Do not listen to the words of the devil of the shield. Shit. You bitch, I was just about to explain our circumstances. What should I say? In the first place, is she even worried about her younger sister? The latest incident is already solved. The devil of the shield used powerful brainwashing on the second princess. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 62, Common Destiny. Ah, Melty, to think you would be brainwashed by the devil of the shield. Elder sister. The second princess gives the bitch a look of astonishment. That bitch. This is absolutely disgusting. What kind of shield can brainwash? If I had such a thing, I wouldn't be having such a hard time. 2. Think she would claim I brainwashed someone without even flinching. I mean, the purpose of religion is brainwashing. What a joke. Does the wicked shield possess the power to brainwash? It seems fake. I don't know if you have heard, but this was a suspicion of the churches from a month ago. That's when I started peddling. Selling medicine to sick people was my priority back then. After that, rumors of me being the saint of the holy bird started spreading. Indeed, that cannot be a coincidence. It turned out to be convenient for the church in various ways. This situation proves it. Were you guys not being clouded by the information he provided? And also, about to help him? Is it common to help out criminals? Some of the countrymen are also acting strange. If the hero of the shield can make an old grandmother energetic, he also might be capable of brainwashing. That grandmother, I instantly know who that is. However, don't I have a say in this? These guys. It is true that a lot of people have helped me recently. However, that's just repaying me for saving them. What I don't know equals the enemy's strategy. These guys are also stupid enough to believe it. He is probably brainwashing his companions to talk for him too. We are currently preparing some church-authorized personnel with the power to remove the brainwashing. What kind of power is that? No one reacts to my retort. No, Raphtalia, Phiro, and the second princess are also dumbfounded. Let's think about this situation. The government is ordering the country to gather information, and also placing a high bounty on me. A lie that I have the power to brainwash was fed to the three heroes by the bitch, and she also has convincing fake evidence. Is that it? Realistic forgeries. That's not impossible. Is the hero of the shield Sama that powerful? The second princess looks at me anxiously. Do I look like that to you? I don't think so. I kind of hoped for an immediate answer. I wouldn't be struggling so hard if I had such a convenient shield. If I can brainwash the soldiers, knights, magicians, and villagers, I could just become the lord. I need to defend myself in this situation. In other words, though this was arranged when they put that bounty on my head, the authenticity that the shield can brainwash is doubtful to say the least. Do you goddamn heroes not understand something so simple? So Raphtalia-chan and Phiro-chan are being brainwashed forcefully by that guy. You're wrong. We're not brainwashed. We'll rescue you. Phiro wants to be with Master Motoyasu, you bastard, still not giving up on Phiro and Raphtalia yet? Just how much do you like women? We've heard enough. Hand over the second princess. The second princess was surprised to gasp. Will you tell us what happened? Ren takes the lead and asks. This is a volatile situation. I want to avoid wrong choices as much as possible. In the first place, I have no such power as brainwashing dash. I do not believe it. Shut up. You're annoying, Shogun. Since Itsuki prevented me from explaining, I told him to shut up. Aren't you a hypocrite deciding on right and wrong only after you get one-sided information? Anyway, this is a conspiracy. The king, that woman over there, or the church attempted to assassinate the second princess and frame me for it. I understand what you said. We'll just have to take you into custody first. I promise not to harm your companions. Just wait till the inspection is complete. You actually believe it? That's right. Hero of the sword Sama. Don't listen to the words of the devil. I would rather end this without fighting. The truth can be confirmed later. As expected, Ren is the only one staying calm in this situation and analyzing. Should I consider it? No. The second princess clenches my hand tightly and begs. She is trembling and her face is pale. I will most likely be murdered. I confirm the surrounding situation. The second princess probably will receive treatment different from us. Since in order to remove the brainwashing, the second princess will be subjected to magic by magicians of this country. And what happens will be as follows: a brutal curse will be removed from the second princess, but she will die because of its power. Such a scenario will play out. Ren will surely believe it and I will be branded the culprit. The possibility that this is an event orchestrated by Bitch to frame me is very high. To even aim for your younger sister. Help! A small voice could be heard. There is also no way to prove my innocence. Sigh. Didn't I promise? During that day I was falsely accused to rape. Nobody believed me. And now this matter concerns the life and death of the second princess. Brainwashing. What a convenient plot used by those that want to kill the second princess. This is too obvious. Even I know that much. The second princess's death means our defeat. We definitely have a common destiny. Who would trust an untrustworthy person? Too bad. You cannot be trusted. Even if the second princess is handed over, I will still be screwed. I promised her that I would absolutely protect her. I place the second princess on Phyro's back and tell Raphtalia to get on as well. Phyro, I know you hate it, but abandon the wagon and run. Okay. See ya. I also jump on and Phyro takes off. Wait dash. Okay, let's go dash. We are instantly 7 meters away. As I expected, Phyro's leg strength is truly fearsome. But those three aren't falling behind and keep pace. You think you can escape? Itsuki shoots magic arrows at us. Air strike shield. Second shield. I turn around and chant the skills. Blocking the attacks aimed at us. The shield shattered with a loud crack, but the attacks have been neutralized. You won't escape. Itsuki starts to prepare another arrow. I cannot use the shield anymore due to cooldown time. Eagle piercing shot. Itsuki's arrow glows after being shot and flies straight at us. What the hell? The one you should be protecting, the second princess, is here too. Why are you using such a strong skill? While riding on Phyro, I am forced to change my posture to receive the arrow. Master, are you okay? Phyro supports me so that I don't fall over. That arrow. Phyro. It's coming. Yeah, it's very fast. The arrow which Itsuki shot is fast enough to catch up to the light-footed Phyro. At first glance I understand that it's a lump of energy. This doesn't look like a beginner skill. I change my shield to the chimeric Viper shield and prepare. I hope I can endure this. I stare at the lump of energy. Then, I see an arrow. It's flying fast and in a straight line. Can it be done? Phyro might fall over from the impact if I take it badly. No, judging by the name of the skill, this is meant for penetrating. Because I played a fair amount of net games, the names of bow system attacks aren't unfamiliar. This arrow is meant to pierce a hole right through me. It is a skill used specifically since I am here, with such high efficiency. Then it's not possible to receive this arrow. Can't be helped. The only way to escape this penetration attack is to either get out of range or to catch it. Can I do it? If I fail, this will dangerous. Seriously, you guys totally forgot about the second princess, right? I start to focus. I intensely concentrate on the flying attack, and while lightly putting my hand over its energy, I catch the arrow by its shaft just before it reaches me. What? He caught my eagle-piercing shot with his hand. Itsuki responds to my action by expressing his shock. The shot of energy is unexpectedly weak, I just dispersed the power and caught the arrow. Wait. Ugh. Ren and Motoyasu catch up and take out their weapons. I had to make some unnecessary movements to catch Itsuki's arrow and just barely stop falling off. Our speed fell a bit as a result. To think that they would have companions that could catch up. I do not want to attack Phyro-chan. This is all your fault, Kafo. Hindrance. Phyro stomps Motoyo in the face. Was it that unexpected? This isn't the time now. Ren aims his sword at me. Dickon. The shield pulsates, and I unconsciously stretch my right hand towards Ren's sword. Fresh blood scatters and pain runs through my hand. Why? It is different from what I expected. Ren's eyes do not shift, as if he's being manipulated by something. My shield suddenly glows red, and black flames are fired at Ren. This was probably unpredictable. Ren desperately defends with his sword. Is that dark curse burning? Did the core of the dragon killed by Ren react and counter-attack from the shield? To think the shield would change without permission and flash red. Dickon. Oh shit! It would be impossible for Fyro to run away from here if the shield of anger comes out. Raphtalia, give me your hand. Yes? Naofumi-sama? You are injured. An anxious Raphtalia looks at me with concern and stretches out her hand. The pulsations settle down and subside. Fyro, are you okay? Escape as fast as possible. Okay. Fyro regains her balance and runs at full power. We lose the heroes in no time. After that, Fyro ran at full power till she was exhausted. We should be safe for a while here. Yeah, Fyro-chan is fast. Fyro is a little tired. That's fine, but we lost all our luggage and our wagon. Can't be helped. I have some stuff on me: portable rations, money, a knife, and simple cooking utensils. But we lost Raphtalia's armor. I feel uneasy. I think it's showing on my expression. Since we did not cross the border, what will we do now? We can probably run around the country aimlessly. But we have to at least try to get to Siltwelt by a detour route. We'll continue our fugitive lifestyle. By the way, I cured the injury with a fast heal. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 63, Shadow. We are traveling south along the border, searching for any gaps within the border patrol. Motoyasu is extremely annoying. He's been chasing us ever since. There hasn't been any situations where we were truly in danger since that one back at the border. Thanks to Fyro's swift running. The strange thing is that there has been no sign of either Ren or Itsuki. Did they give up? Or are they laying an ambush somewhere? In the first place, trying to accuse me of brainwashing was irrational. Did they lose interest in this event and go back to leveling? I would understand if Ren gave up since he was already skeptical. But was it good luck for us that Itsuki is also nowhere to be found? On the contrary, Motoyasu is way too persistent. Either way, it is fortunate since his attacks aren't as strong as Ren's and he doesn't have any ranged attacks like Itsuki. To be honest, Motoyasu seems more interested in Fyro than actually bringing the second princess back. Still, problems are piling up non-stop. What should we do? It is irresponsible to just pass every day being disgruntled, so I must consider what we should do. Border patrol is too strict. Isn't there somewhere we can sneak over? Living as a fugitive every day won't solve anything, and my life is over when the next wave arrives. In this case, recklessly crossing the border may not actually be a bad idea. As it stands, our names will never be cleared. Those chasing me may also avoid Siltwelt. That night, we discussed our course of action over the campfire. Since Fyro is stupid, she is not listening. The second princess and Raphtalia had some reaction, but that was to be expected. It might be a little tough, but if we want to break through, then here is our best bet. It would be hard to pull off. But as long as the other heroes don't interfere, my defense should be able to break though. You're right, we won't last if we continue escaping like this. Yeah. Mel-chan. Fyro returns to her human form and starts playing with the second princess. Kin. I heard a strange sound coming from the scruff of my neck. What? It's not painful but... I immediately turn around, and see a needle fall down. Master, enemies. What? Was that a blow dart just now? Or was it something Itsuki fired? I cannot confirm anything due visibility since it's night time. I didn't notice until he attacked. What? Buffoon. A bunch of darts fly out of nowhere and Fyro expands her wings to cover the second princess. Can Itsuki even fire so many at once? No, leaving that aside. The main usage of blow darts are to apply poisons. Fyro and I will be fine due to our poison resistance, but it will be dangerous if Raphtalia or the second princess get hit. I have no idea what kind of poison they are using either. If I know what poison they are using, I can make an antidote. There were a bunch of antidotes in the wagon and carriage too. But I can't treat anyone in these conditions. Ah! I turn my gaze to Raphtalia. At that moment, a blowgun dart aimed at her appears. Air St. I shout for air strike shield in haste, but I don't know if I can make it. Immediately, a high-pitched screech is heard and the dart was stopped. That was dangerous Digojiru. Suddenly, someone in jet black clothes appears and defends Raphtalia. His face is covered by cloth so I can't see it. I can't tell if his voice is male or female. Who is that? A ninja? Digojiru? Hurry up and flee Digojiru. In the shadows of the trees and bushes, fighting could be heard. Hero of the shield Dano, leave this to us and run away Digojiru. Wait for me after you have escaped, I want to talk with you Digojiru. What is going on? There is no time to explain right now, I'll do it later Digojiru. TCH. Phiro, Raphtalia, second princess. Okay. Yeah. You understood. While riding on Phiro, blow darts were flying around us. Do you know who that person was? I think so, that is probably my mother's secret guard corps. Explains the second princess while we were getting away. Really? Yeah. I know the person who helped Raphtalia-san. She is my mother's body double. Now that I think about it, her way of speaking is familiar. Is she that woman I passed in the hallway after parting with Trash? Her behavior and appearance left a strong impression. So what exactly is going on? We got ambushed, but we have no idea who did it. I would say it was Itsuki, but that guy should not be capable of such things. Judging by his character, he would confront me head-on. Assassination corps of the country, maybe. There's an assassination corps. Now that's dangerous. Well, places where the nobles and kings completely trust each other do not exist. That leads to a great deal of problems being handled behind closed doors. It's quite simple actually. Though in reality they are the same as the secret guard corps. You guys have separate assassination corps. I don't know. I see. I guess there's no choice but to hear from someone who knows. After running a certain distance on Phiro, we prepared and waited in case of more enemies. Phiro reacts immediately. Here it comes. Suddenly, the ninja-like person appears in front of me. Sorry for the wait Digojirina. Ah, don't worry about it. Thanks to you we got away safely. First of all, I should introduce myself Digojiruga. Have you already heard from Princess Melty? Digojiruka. I heard you are a body double. And you are either from the secret guard crops or some assassination unit. That is not entirely correct Digojiru. We are the special duty corps of the country, and our aliases is Shadow Digojiru. I see. By the way, I do not have a name Digojiru. I believe Shadow shall suffice Digojiru. Shadow, hi. Trying to sound cool? I wonder if it's just the difference between my world and the inhabitants of this world. Since there are ninjas, I'm reminded of the Showa era. So, who did you fight? Shadows of the country and church Digojiru. Aren't you from the same organization? The organization is not unified Digojiruyo. There are factions within the organization that are fighting each other Digojiru. There are so many things wrong with that, but I'll refrain from commenting for now. Why did you help us? Since that's what I'm most curious about, I'll ask. I have a few guesses, but none are concrete. I cannot answer that Digojiru. I see. Are you sworn to secrecy? All I will say is that this one works as Princess Melty's guard Digojiru. I don't believe that. She didn't even show up when the second princess was being attacked. I did not appear because I knew the hero of the shield Dano could protect her Digojiru. You bastard! That means she knew but stayed silent. Although, she seems fairly competent. Originally I was somewhere else with Her Majesty the Queen, but I was ordered to watch over hero of the shield Dano Digojiru. The self-named shadow shows a map and points. What she was pointing at was the neighboring country to our southwest. The opposite direction of Siltwelt. Right now, Her Majesty the Queen is there Digojiru. Since this country is in the opposite direction, Of Siltwelt, where hero of the shield Dano is escaping to, patrols are scarce Digojiru. Oh. For some reason, I feel that if I run away to the country to demi-humans I would receive some recognition. It occurred to me that there may be something in the country of demi-humans that believes in the shield, similar to how this country believes in the Three Heroes Church. I can probably safely go into exile there in cases like this, and it would be very bad for trash. Though since they are putting so many resources to guard the border, that it makes it impossible to break through. This distance can be covered by Fyro in 2.5 weeks, but it will be hard to advance since the other heroes are anticipating it. Even though we have to take a detour, I want to go. This latest case has many things behind it Digojiru. I will cooperate with Hero of the Shield Dano as much as possible Digojiru. What do you mean? Right now, the higher UPS of the Three Heroes Church are discussing about the activities of Hero of the Shield Dano Digojiru. So I had no choice but to move and inform you Digojiru. So in other words, they had a reason to maintain that farce of claiming I have the power to brainwash. My activities recently consisted mostly of selling medicine and helping people who were in trouble. However, as a result of those actions I solved problems that the other heroes have caused. It seems that due to these events, people are starting to question the legend of the hero of the shield spread by the church. If they can prove that I am capable of large-scale brainwashing, then the people's faith in the church would be restored. But won't it also mean that if I can prove my innocence, the Three Heroes Church will receive a devastating blow? What should we do Digojiru? If you are planning on going to Siltwelt, would you require help? Digojiruka? That's giving someone else a difficult job and relaxing myself is not one of my hobbies. Even if I do just escape, when the wave comes I'll be summoned into the midst of enemies. That's very inconvenient. The church, the bitch, and the trash king will all want to capture and torture me. Rather than going into exile recklessly, and then getting summoned into a trap, this might be more effective. If this goes well, my remaining days here will be easy. But what would the queen gain from helping me? The Three Heroes Church may get destroyed. I cannot answer that Digojiru. Shadow is only giving me answers about the queen, but not what I should do next. Though she is certainly the queen's subordinate. The second princess is someone we both need to protect, and since she is a subordinate of the queen, I cannot do anything that might disadvantage her. As far as I am concerned, meeting the queen would be more beneficial for me. Frankly, I cannot see what the queen's goal is. From what I can make out of the second princess's speech and behavior, her goal would be to prevent wars between this country and another. Furthermore, she understands what is happening to me, due to the deep-rooted and crazy legends in this country about the Devil of the Shield. The Shadow also said, I want to cooperate. It seems the Queen does not share the same views as the Three Heroes Church. That is just a safe line though. Perhaps she isn't my enemy. Though it is also doubtful whether or not she can be called a friend, it is still better than my current hand in the present conditions. You saved Raftalia, so I'll hear you out. Do I only have to meet the Queen? This is nothing but a farce, and I don't really have any choice but to willingly participate. I don't like the idea of acting based on someone else's ideas, but it seems to be for the best. But if you deceive me, I know Digojiru. Then I'll leave at once Digojiru. We don't know when the shadows on the church's side may show up Digojirukara. After saying so, she disappeared instantly. Though my last words were a joke, it seems to have been taken seriously. Can we trust her? Honestly, I am slightly suspicious. It's alright. Because mother trusts her. I can't understand your mother. Though at least her thinking seems to be different from both trash and bitch. So far, all I have is that she seems to be friendly, but that is only based on information from Shadow and the second princess. Her true purpose still remains unknown. I also cannot deny that this could all be another plot to assassinate the second princess by the Three Heroes Church. I have no other choices, so if this is a conspiracy by the Queen to kill me, I am doomed. In the end, we advance in the opposite direction of Siltwelt. I do not want to believe it, but there is also a chance that the second princess was truly abandoned. But, it is necessary to know the Queen's agenda. I cannot just view this situation as black and white any longer. Anyway, I have decided on our destination. Okay. Let's go. Alright. Let's go. Phiro-chan. Phiro will do her best. We have taken a step from escaping abroad aimlessly. Now we will set a course towards the southwest. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 64, Names. We changed our course and advanced southwest. Since we have been riding on Phiro for a while without a wagon, I'm getting cramps. Is there a cart somewhere that we can steal? Since I already have a bounty. It's just a wagon. No. Phiro seemed to have a reaction to that. Phiro won't pull a cart that is stolen. Is this perhaps some Philo-Real sense of justice? Stealing aside, it's quite uncomfortable to ride Phiro for a long time. Does the second princess also think so? The second princess gives me an unpleasant look and avoids my question. What's wrong? Even though it will be dangerous, maybe we could have Raphtalia buy a wagon in a village. It would be nice to just have something to ride in. Should I ask that Shadow? Oops, it looks like nightfall soon. Shall we take a break? Just as we were about to rest. Gwa! A wild Philo-Real A appeared. A wild Philo-Real B appeared. A wild Philo-Real C appeared. The Philo-Reals saw Phiro and raised their voices. They look familiar. Ah, they're the ones that ran away immediately before. Somehow, these Philo-Real have the expressions of those determined to complete their mission, but after a while they run away again. What's that? How rare, being able to encounter Philo-Aria and Pharaoh classes in the wild. The second princess seems to be looking at those Philo-Real with entranced expressions. I've this suspicion for a while now, but second princess, you really like Philo-Reals, right? Yup. Ah. After the second princess nodded, she looked at me with an unpleasant face. Just what did I say? Goo. Phiro's stomach growls. I'm hungry. Do not eat each other. Phiro-chan is such a glutton. The second princess pokes Phiro with her fingers. Ehehe. It's good that they are close, but their behavior is a little disgusting. Like some idiot couples. I finish preparing the campfire and start cooking. Hey, second princess. I give her today's dinner, but she refuses it with a frown. What on earth did I say? Mel-chan doesn't want to eat. I'll eat. But the second princess seems to be at a loss. What is going on? What's wrong? Nothing. When Raphtalia asks, the second princess picks up her dinner. What's wrong, Mel-chan? Phiro asks the second princess and she shows a troubled face. I don't have the power to brainwash you, no. That's not it. The second princess turns away and pouts. Her usual attitude doesn't change. She happily chats with Phiro's human form and talks with Raphtalia happily. But for some reasons she only gives me an unpleasant face, or just ignores me. I can't understand at all. After finishing our meal, I heard a few strange cries in the distance. The cry of a Philo-Real. The second princess strains her ears to listen carefully. The second princess really likes Philo-Reals, huh? Yup. Why do you like them so much? When the second princess noticed I asked the question, she gave me another unpleasant look. Another Philo-Real cry is heard. Because Philo-Reals are legendary holy birds. Legendary? Yes. It is a common belief that Philo-Reals are companions of heroes that save people from demons. In the olden times. That's so. Yes, in the past during another wave of calamity, the heroes used them as mounts. There were waves back then. Since it was something I heard from trash, I disregarded it. However, there was a prophecy of the wave. I wonder if that was it. Glass also said that thinking of the wave as a simple disaster was a big mistake. Though I don't know if I'll get an answer, I might be able to get some hints from the second princess's story. When traveling with mother, she told me the story of Philo-Reals. Interesting, what stories? You see, Philo-Reals are the mounts of heroes, their support, and also their protectors. Right now Phiro here is the same. Raphtalia answers while looking at Phiro. Certainly, Phiro is the cornerstone of our offensive power. Her legs are fast and strong. Without Phiro, earning money through peddling would have been very difficult. Not to mention our lives right now as fugitives are only possible thanks to her. Yes. The legends also describe the Queen of Philo Reals. Is that so? The Queen of Philo Reals was also a hero's mount, and she helped them fight against the wave. It is said that the Queen of Philo Reals, who also participated in the wave at that time, is still alive and watching over the world to this day. Did I just use such a legend as a substitute horse? That also explains the reason why Phiro was called a holy bird. You see, my dream is to one day meet the Queen of Philo Reals. The second princess embraces Phiro affectionately while saying so. The Queen of Philo Reals. They are capable of various transformations. Well, Phiro is probably also a Queen of Philo Reals. She has all kinds of transformation abilities too. That's right. And since I could become friends with Phiro-chan, my dream was realized. Second princess, is that the reason you wanted to become friends with Phiro? Queen, hey. Incidentally, I start thinking about the second princess's mother. I don't know what kind of person she is, but if possible I would like to have a talk with her and ask about the story. Since she is also a parent of that bitch. Half in expectation, half in resignation, according to Digojuru's story, I have to admit she does seem to be a good person. I have a feeling there was some sense of incongruity just now. I compare Phiro with the second princess. So that's what it was. What's wrong? Well, according to legend, the Queen of Philo Reals is still alive now. Does that make Phiro a princess of the Philo Reals? So are you saying Phiro-chan is not the queen? Who knows? Though there is no way to prove that the actual queen still exists, right? As if the second princess understood something, she shook her head. Then are you saying that my dream of meeting the queen still hasn't been fulfilled? Did I say something bad? No. Just that I would like to meet her someday. What do you want to do after meeting her? I want to be friends. I see, when the time comes I'll help you out, second princess. After the world becomes peaceful, you can search for her together with Phiro. What about master? I'm going back to my own world. There is no reason to remain in this world, and if I had the choice I would go without hesitation. Though I do not say that. No. Phiro wants to go with master. No, there's no way people of this world can come. I want to go. I want to go. Endure it. Because the second princess will be your new master. No. Oh my, it's gotten quite noisy. Really, Naofumi-sama will leave if it becomes peaceful. Yeah, what about it? Nothing. Raphtalia mutters while looking at the campfire with deadpan eyes. Don't call me that. Second princess, what's wrong? The second princess seems to be talking about something while trembling. What did you say? Stop calling me the second princess. While looking at me with tears in her eyes, the second princess shouts. What is with you suddenly? The second princess is not a name. I am Melty. What? Isn't that obvious? Why does the hero of the shield Sama not call me by my name? It seems the stress from the journey has finally exploded. Raphtalia and Phiro were just as surprised as I was and looked at the second princess with eyes of bewilderment. How many times do I have to say it? My name is Melty. However, hero of the shield Sama just keeps calling me second princess, second princess. That's not my name, that's a position. What? Did you just want me to call you by your name? That's not what I mean. Why is hero of the shield Sama ostracizing me? Ostracized? Well, you are an outsider from the party after all. But we are friends sharing joys and sorrows now. Don't just call me by my position. But don't you call me hero of the shield. I can say the same about this second princess. My name is not hero of the shield. Then I'll call you Naofumi in the future. So Naofumi has to call me by my name too. Ha! Hey! Call my name. Naofumi. To call me by my first name without even adding honorifics. Though if I don't reply she is going to become even noisier. Since I am troubled that there may be night attacks despite camping out, I don't want to make too much noise. In the first place, the second princess even calls Raphtalia with honorifics. But I remember the bitch calling my name with Sama. That bitch called me Hiro-sama, but... Well, this is probably alright. Fine. Melty. Is this fine? You better remember it. Yeah. Was she just displeased recently because I was calling her the second princess? Such a troublesome fellow. Or is it because she's a girl? Phiro was surprised. Yeah. Phiro is noisy, but she's not hysterical. Is it just noisiness peculiar to children? Though for Phiro it's fine, since her age is correspondingly short. So Princess Melty did mind it. Raphtalia, how did you know? My name was called without me noticing. Since you helped me, give me your hand. Since she insisted, I shook her hands. Her fighting style is reliable, but unlike Phiro, it has good affinity with me who uses a shield. She can help with my business when peddling, and it should be easy for her to disguise herself. Are you praising me? Is there something wrong? Seriously. Why does Raphtalia look troubled? I feel like something strangely annoying happened. Well, should we sleep early to get ready for tomorrow? Understood. Okay. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 65, Legend of the Divine Bird. Several days after changing the way I address the second princess to Melty, we have been making considerable progress in the opposite direction of Siltwelt thanks to Phiro. Setting that aside, recently we have been encountering a lot of wild Philo Reals. At night their calls remind me of howling wolves in the distance. It is very annoying, especially in the middle of the night. Is there a Philo Real habitat around here? I wonder while sleeping. It was midnight and I was sleeping when suddenly... Qua. Phiro, shut up. It's not Phiro. That was fairly close to us though. If it wasn't Phiro then what was it? Are there more wild Philo Reals? Naofumi-sama? I heard a lot of Philo Real cries. I notice another cry, and this one is quite near. Thanks for reminding me. Phiro, do you know how many there are? I don't know. Are they far off? Well, they are coming. What? We look at Phiro with strained expressions. Be cautious. Everyone said they are coming to meet with Phiro. Are they speaking to you with this cry? Yep. She nodded. I feel uneasy at large amount of Philo Real cries that could be heard. The bushes all around us start shaking, and silhouettes of Philo Reals could be seen. What the hell is going on? Wah, there are so many Philo Real. Melty's eyes start to shine as she watches the Philo Real. Melty. Listen well because I'll teach you something important. What is it? Philo Reals eat everything. Phiro and I may be allergic, but if these Philo Real attack, you and Raphtalia will be eaten. What are you saying, Naofumi? Philo Reals are gentle demons. There is no way they would do something like that. It's hard to keep a straight face after all that. Shit. I can't get to the neighboring country to meet the queen if joke-like developments with wild demons happen. The Philo Reals stop hiding and surround us. There are way too many to count. A bunch of Philo Real eyes glowing in the darkness too. There are Philo Real as far as the eye can see. The on earth is happening? Maybe this is a territorial dispute between Philo Real. But Phiro shouldn't be able to understand the concept of territory. Phiro may be recognized as an extremely high-ranked Philo Real. Did they come thinking of her as a menace? However, since Phiro didn't give us a warning cry, this may be different. Or rather, did they come to scout Phiro into their territory? There is a possibility that is happening. Alright, let's go with that. Phiro, I hope you find happiness with these guys. What are you saying suddenly, Naofumi-sama? Phiro-chan is going to leave. We can't help it. These guys came to pick up Phiro. Really? Separating from Master? No. Phiro, don't you understand the situation? It's already too late. If we don't give up Phiro here we'll be mobbed by a large amount of Philo Reals. Do your best for us, for these guys. Phiro. After this situation is solved I'll have to go buy a new Philo Real. I hope the next one won't be so annoying. No. While we were bantering. Qua. A group of Philo Reals just divided into two like that one scene from Moses and the Ten Commandments. What the hell? Gwa. One Philo Real walks leisurely towards us. It is also pulling some luxurious carriage. There are jewels fitted onto that carriage. I think I've seen some of those jewels before. Where was it? I suddenly look at the shield. There is a jewel that looks the same as those on the carriage. Gwa. A group of Philo Reals salute and bows towards the Philo Real that is pulling the carriage. Rattle rattle, the Philo Real pulling the carriage stops before us. Wow! That is cool. I'm jealous. Phiro's eyes are sparkling as she watches the carriage. I hate it. It's such an upstart carriage. If I had the choice, I would rather not ride something like that. Gwa. The rope that tied the Philo Real to the wagon comes off and it steps forward. Another Philo Real walks up to the rear. What's that? What's going to happen? Gui. When the Philo Real surrounding the carriage calls out, the surrounding plants start glowing green. And wind arises. Ah, did they put up a barrier? Barrier. Melty's voice is full of surprise. Yes. Naofumi, doesn't it look brighter? From a distance all you would see is fog. I pay more attention to the group of Philo Reals. There doesn't seem to be anything like a dense fog. This is a high-class sanctuary-type barrier. What's that? There is a forest of illusion. According to legends, equipment of the old-era heroes are said to be kept there. However, the fog of magic prevents all who approach. You know quite a lot. Mother likes stories about the forest of illusion. This fog resembles the one described in the stories. I'm surprised. Does that mean we can't escape from here even if we run? Will you be able to return if you enter the fog? We seem to have set foot inside the sanctuary of Philo Reals. Melty seems totally entranced. That reminds me, this fellow loves Philo Reals. Isn't this like a dream come true? Now's not the time for this. The plants shine until it's as bright as day. What on earth is happening? The Philo Real that pulled the carriage starts to swell up the point where it's just a black silhouette. Huge. The silhouette swells flabbily. There is probably a big chance that Philo will end up like that. At first it had the appearance of a normal Philo Real, but now it's 6 meters tall. And it stops expanding when it reaches 9 meters. This figure is the same as Philo's demon form. The same as Philo Real Queen, temporary. TL note, not sure why there is a temp in the Ross. Wow, big. I mutter, and Melty looks like she cannot contain her excitement. Compared to Philo's color which is light pink and white, that Philo Real Queen is white and azure. A big difference would be a wing-like crown on top of its head that Philo doesn't have. Key. With just its voice, the vibrations could be felt to the bones. Yes. Yes. I understand. Philo nods a few times and turns to us. UMMUC. It seems visiting in human form is impolite. She says. Philo translates the words that it says. Oh, is it natural that you can communicate since you are from the same race? Because there is an ancient pledge and oath, I cannot speak with people easily. I hope you understand. She says. Well, that's fine. But what business do you have with us? Key. First let's have some self-introduction. I am the Queen of Philo Reals. My old name is Fideria. She says. Fideria? That's the name of the Philo Real from the legends. Melty yells with an expression full of astonishment. Are you by any chance the hero of the shield? She says. Ah, yet. I apologize for the sudden visit. I have a little business here. She says. What would that be? I have a pain in my neck from looking up at the big Philo Real. Key. No. Philo gives her a dirty look. What are they talking about? Key. Really? All right. I understand. What did you talk about? UMMUC. She wants to know Philo's ability, and she seems to want to fight Philo. Just Philo. Fideria nods at my question. You see. I think we will have a good fight. Are you going to avoid killing each other? Fideria nodded again. Although I was busy trying to meet the queen. A different queen shows up. Isn't it fine then? Key. Thank you for listening to my request, Hero of the Shield. She says. What a troublesome conversation. You should talk from the start if you are capable of it. The philo reals surrounding us backs up when Fideria expands her wings. Key. Hero's party should fall back too. She says. Okay. Raphtalia, Melty, and I went to the edge of the circle made by philo reals. Key. Here I go. Phiro returns to her demon form and charges at Fideria. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 66, Ahog. Yat. Phiro attacks first. She jumps with all her might and reaches the belly of Fideria's gigantic figure. Q. Fidera flaps her wings and dodges swiftly. Ha! While Phiro was landing back on the ground, Fideria slices at her with a wing. Oops! Phiro barely avoids the wing by diving to the side. Phiro-chan, do you best! Melty loudly cheers her on. Gwa-a-a-a-a-a-a-a-a. The philo-reals similarly support Fideria with their cries. I will not lose. Phiro charges up to Fideria. Q. Fideria tries to bat Phiro away using her wings, but Phiro dexterously uses the wing as a scaffold and jumps for her face. Wow! Amazing! Phiro's attack unfortunately ends in failure, but she calls out in admiration. Very fast! But I won't lose. After taking a stance with her wings, Phiro begins preparing. Are you going to suddenly use your special ability? Yay, here it come! Phiro's body becomes a blur. In the next moment, a loud wham could be heard. Q. At first glance, it seemed Fidera was slowly waving her wings up and down. Wah-a-a-a-a-a-a. Phiro was blown into the air and knocked around. After being forced to expand her wings to control the airflow, Phiro lands. To think you would dodge Phiro's trump card so easily dash. Q. Fideria puts one of her wings on her waist and taunts Phiro. To act in such a carefree attitude. Amazing! Brushing off Phiro's ultimate attack just like that. As expected of the legendary philo-real. Melty expresses her admiration. I agree. What can I say? Our combat expert Phiro is being toyed with. How about this? Phiro flaps her wings again. Phiro commands the origin of power. Phiro has read and deciphered a law of nature. Blow her away. With a raging tornado. Tsuvate tornado. What? To think Phiro could use intermediate magic. I doubt she could teach me. If you could have always used it, then you should have. We could have ran away from those heroes easily if that spell was used. The tornado brought forth from Phiro's hands flies towards Fideria. Key. Phiro's magic was enclosed and dissipated like it was never there. Counterbalance. Oh, that's a phenomenon that was described in the beginner class magic book. Interfering with magic. However, that is only possible if the user has sufficient power and is able to analyze the magic as it is cast. The proper magic system required varies every time. It is difficult because the magic cast to counterbalance must be from the proper system, and also must be cast right before the magic hits. It is easier to counterbalance high-class magic than intermediate-class magic due to longer cast times. Wow, Phiro's magic is not effective either. Phiro charges rapidly Fideria again. Without delay Fideria strikes at Phiro with her massive wings. Ha! With a thud, Phiro raised both her wings to catch the colossal attack. Ugh, it's heavy, but... After barely withstanding the attack, Phiro kicks Fidera's wing away and jumps. As expected, Fideria who had her wing kicked away was not in position to defend against Phiro who flew up to her face. Thanks to coating herself with wind, Phiro's jumping power improved. Phiro spun her whole body and unleashed a roundhouse kick at Fideria's face. It should have hit. Yet despite all that, Fidera was also coated with wind, and Phiro was blown off into the sky. Baysat. Still, Fideria was slightly grazed and a feather was hit off. Fidera was watching the feather that Phiro hit down with a smile. I noticed it. Fideria still has a something besides magic and physical attacks. There is still something she is hiding. She hasn't moved one step either. Just how strong is she? Legendary philo-real. She certainly lives up to those words. Phiro is being taken lightly. She has absolutely no chance of winning. Boo! Pyro is whining with an ill-humored expression. I will not lose. All of Pyro's feathers start to stand on end. Suyuu. She takes a giant breath. I see, Pyro is absorbing the surrounding magic. Such a thing is possible? And for nearly 30 seconds she does not move. Okay. Pyro flaps her wings. Everyone can see that wind magic is being condensed behind her. This is most likely Pyro's strongest finisher. The prerequisite is too severe. It's not usable in actual combat. Here it comes. Pyro flies at Fidoria with the speed of a bullet. She rotates her beak, by dashing off the ground and flying low. This attack is the fastest by far. Usually Pyro's attacks consist of basic kicking and pecking. What can I say? This attack resembles the finisher from an airplane-shaped robot in a strategy game. TL note, an Anon kindly informed me of what this was referencing. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=UXKZAMVJ2UE number sign T =140. Q. Even Fidoria widened her eyes in surprise. With a large step, Pyrosia takes a step back and it was over. Fidoria stretched both her wings and her expression changed, her posture resembled one killing bugs with both hands, and squishes Pyro. Q. When Fidoria opens her wings and a knocked-out Pyro falls down. Pyro-chan. Gwaaaaaaaaa. The Philoreals start cheering. We follow after Melty, who rushes out first. Are you okay? Yup, ah. As Melty rushes up to Pyro to check on her, Pyro looks up at me. After looking around restlessly, I look down at her. Pyro lost. But you did great. You fought well against the Queen of Philoreals. She wasn't even trying, Pyro couldn't hit her at all. As Pyro was sulking, Pyrosia called with QQ. What are you giving me? Oh, we're going to receive something? QQ. I pass? Pass what? Fidoria pulls off a single piece of her beautiful feather crown and gives it to Pyro. Suddenly, the feather glows and is attaches itself to Pyro's head. Then it splits and disperses. On Pyro's head is now an ahog bouncing around. Raphtalia and I are left speechless. What just happened? What was that a reward? Pyro-chan is so cute. Melty is excitedly admiring Pyro while the bird in question doesn't understand what is going on. Did something happen? When I point on top of her, Pyro timidly touches her head. Something strange grew. No. Butchin. She yanked it out with all her might. It hurts. Pyro is delighted about getting rid of the ahog, but is also in pain. Pyokon. However, from where it was pulled out another ahog appears. It grew again. With watery eyes, Pyro sadly gave up on removing the ahog after pulling it out several times. Well, the ahog isn't that bad. QQ. You're terrible. What did she say? Give up on pulling it because it will always grow back. QQ. So it's become like that. Pyro looks at Fidoria's feather crown. What on earth did this legendary Philoreal pass down to Pyro? I swiftly check Pyro's status screen. Her abilities have improved from before. Perhaps, this is divine protection or something like a correction ability. It's a good reward for Pyro, who is unable to level up. QQ. Fidora points at me and beckons me with a quay. It's a gift for Master. I don't need an ahog. Ahog. I'd rather not explain. If I tell her, she'll annoy me about it. QQ. She said it's even better. I don't know what it is, but I hope it's nothing strange. I can't really refuse, so I approach. QQ. Fidoria points at my shield and gestures upwards. Like this. I lift up my shield. Fidoria pulls out another crown feather and puts it on the shield. The shield has a huge reaction and absorbs it. All of the Philoreal series has been unsealed. What? I check the skill tree and confirm that all of the Philoreal shields are lit up and active. Most of them are basic ability and equipment bonuses. There are speed ups too. Philoreal ability. Correction, growth correction, big middle small, growth correction, big middle small. There are also shields received that I cannot wear. What stands out is, riding ability up, big middle small. However, there are a lot of shields I cannot use since my level is insufficient. It is nice to have unlocked all the Philo Real shields though. I am extremely grateful. QQ. Fidoria nodded while smiling. I was given quite an amazing reward. Are the powers of Philo Reals condensed into that feather? This is also very helpful since Phiro cannot level. That reminds me, Melty said that in the legends the Queen of Philo Reals fought together with heroes. Is Fidoria the origin of the legend of the Holy Bird? Does that mean Fidoria gave me her feather because she understands how the hero's weapon works? Q. I have finished my business here, so I will take my leave. Melty timidly calls out to Fidoria. Q. Please shake my hand. It is Melty's cherished wish to meet and befriend the legendary Philo Real, so she pleads excitedly for a handshake. Are you meeting an idol or an athlete? QQ. Fidoria was dumbfounded for a few seconds before she stroked Melty's head with her large wings. And she was embraced kindly with a smile. Melty sunk quite deep into Fidoria's bosom. Wow! It seems Melty has also received a large service and was placed on top of Fidoria's head. So high! Melty is extremely thrilled. Fidoria tells us to get back, and as we fall back, she expands to twice her size, 18 meters. That's as big as a building already. This is amazing. Melty's voice could be heard in the distance. Isn't that a bit too high? Can this still be considered a Philo Real? Just how much can it grow? No, this form or its 9-meter form should be its original size, she is probably transforming. Will Phiro become that big too? I look at Phiro suspiciously. What's up? Nothing. If you seriously grow that big, it'll be quite a problem. To sustain that size the food expense would be astronomical. Fidoria lives in the wild. Moreover, she's the genuine queen of the group. In those conditions eating, regardless of amount, would be fine. But Phiro is a pet Philo Real. I have to take care of her. Should I reuse the bio plants? After Melty and Fidoria finished played, Fidoria changed back into form of a usual Philo Real that pulled the luxurious carriage and shook Melt's hand. You see, I have an old oath, I can only say words of parting to humans. I see. I wonder if this is just courtesy. See ya dash. That voice is the same as Phiro's. That bird. I mean, she can even speak in the figure of a normal Philo Real. The Philo Reals surrounding us scattered when Phiroria disappeared. Ha! Melty sighed while seemingly enchanted. That was dreamlike. It was a good dream. I feel that was a monster that is capable of Armageddon. To effortlessly toy with Phiro, who has the strength to kick around a dragon. Anyway, I am looking forward to how much Phiro has powered up. Our journey southwest continues. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 67, Jungle. There's a village just southwest of here. 2 days after the battle of monsters with Phiro. We are approaching the village where Motoyasu caused the plant problem. By the way, the ability correction from the Philo Real Shield series takes precedence over the other equipment bonuses. It is necessary to use any abilities that will help in combat since Ravetalia and Phiro cannot level up. The lower level Philo Real shields finished granting their equipment bonuses after an hour or so. Of course, this is a very generous gift, and at this point I'll take anything. In the first place, releasing all the Philo Real series was more than what I could have hoped for. Furthermore, Phiro's speed became even faster due to the effects. Well, this is great. We were very lucky. The problem is that the village southwest of us has become a dense jungle again. This is my fault. Probably. We advance through the flourishing forest by pushing aside plants. Metley was surprised to know that this was my fault. To think the bio-plant seed I gave to the villagers turned them back to square one. I don't have the right to judge Motoyasu. There are no strange demons. Phiro mutters while investigation the neighborhood. I see. Perhaps the changes I made are more powerful than I thought. While pushing through the foliage we encounter a villager. Ah, hero of the shield Sama. What should we do? Escape? No, I hear that a lot of villagers do not believe I did the things that warranted that bounty. If that wasn't the case, we would have been reported by those villages in the beginning. Thanks to Hero of the Shield Sama we can work in peace. Pardon? I question the villager as I look around. This Yes, can't you tell this is already an agricultural area? All I see is a dense forest. We developed a large-scale farming business thanks to the seed that Hero of the Shield Sama gave us. The villager proudly points around while saying so. There are bright red fruit-like tomatoes hanging off a bunch of plants. The only drawback is that only the same fruit is growing, but it has become a village specialty. Already. You guys are fast. Hasn't it only been a month? That is quite amazing. Then there have been no problems at all. Nope. Then, isn't it fine? The villager smiles wryly at my answer. Long ago, the creator of the bio plant may have wished for this. Now, his dream is being realized in front of my eyes. It really is quite a spectacle. So where is Hero of the Shield Sama heading to? Isn't Siltwelt in the opposite direction? Well, we are escaping this way. I am troubled as to whether or not I can tell the villager. So I'll just give him a vague answer. Ha, seems to be quite serious. It is definitely not easy. Well, it's not their problem. Don't worry, we will not inform any of the soldiers from the castle. Leaving aside whether or not that is true, you have my thanks. Coo. Phiro is hungry. Phiro hungrily looks at the growing tomatoes. That reminds me, a lot of Phiro's food supply came from here. Go ahead. The villager points towards the big fruits and tells Phiro to eat. Yay! We also get some fruits while Phiro begins gorging down. These tomatoes have a subtle mandarin orange taste to them. It is delicious, but I feel it is a little lacking. Raphtalia and Melty eat while exclaiming their deliciousness though. While resting and eating lunch, several villagers come and I give them some food that I cooked. I am grateful, in various ways. Don't worry about it. For the time being. Be careful. I was indirectly warned about a dangerous plant. I understand. We finish our meal like this. See you. Yup. I pray that Hero of the Shield Sama can prove your innocence. We cross the dense forest for the border. 50 meters after parting with the villagers, we are caught by a magical cage. Kia. What's this? What is going on? It's about 40 meters in every dimension. A cage comprised of lightning. Is this magic? Or is it some trap? Did the villagers set us up? So that they could capture us here? Trouble. Hero of the Shield Sama is being attacked by someone dash. Villagers that were watching yelled towards the village and it gets louder. This attack, it's not from them? I finally caught up, Naofumi. You, Motoyasu. Motoyasu's party appears after pushing aside the dense forest. Did you hide yourselves in the jungle? That must have been difficult. Naofumi, you won't be able to escape from this magical instrument thunder cage. Melty inspects the cage and informs me. This is a setting trap, it must have been used by someone experienced. What is the purpose of this trap? Never letting whatever it captures free. I see, so this trap was used because we always rely on Phiro's leg strength to escape. Maybe I can break it, but it will take some time. You know a method to definitely remove this trap. If you can get the key away from the user. I consider for a moment, stare at Motoyasu, and then Phiro. Are we going to fight? That seems to be the case. Raphtalia gets down from Phiro and takes up a stance with her sword. Raphtalia, you don't have armor. Fall back. But can Phiro fight? Yet. Motoyasu is vulnerable to any beautiful girls. So far he has been treated roughly by Phiro. Possibly. Melty, can you remove the cage? I can try, but don't expect anything. Raphtalia, while we fight, protect Melty. Okay. I'll solve this brainwashing problem, with 3 people. Seriously, who in their right mind would believe a shield has the power to brainwash? I honestly think that the ones framing me are the ones capable of brainwashing. However, this guy is one of the heroes referred to by the Holy Weapons Manual. Companion's thoughts equals not suspecting a companion. There is also the bitch and trash king supporting this guy. I would be a fool to really believe this guy to be friendly. Motoyasu-sama, please save my younger sister from the brainwashing of the devil of the shield. Hey bitch, stop adding oil to the fire. Hero of the Shield Sama. And, spear. A villager calls towards us from outside the cage. The villager looks at Motoyasu with a troubled expression. I can easily imagine the reason. For the cause of the village's disaster to appear again, even if he is one of the three heroes, it wouldn't be pleasant. You guys are also brainwashed too. Motoyasu, that guy is absolutely infatuated with himself. He looks me in the eye and prepares his spear. I won't be defeated like last time. What's with those lines? I was summoned to a different world, and on the second day was already being looked down upon by Motoyasu. Wouldn't it be fun to retaliate here? I change the chimeric viper shield and take a stance against Motoyasu. Motoyasu's companions, that bitch, and two other women. There should have been another man, but it's just Motoyasu. Did he throw away the unnecessary element in his harem? We face each other with Phiro standing in front of me, Melty trying to release the trap, and Raphtalia protecting her. What will win if the spear and shield fight? Of course it'll be me. Motoyasu declares while smiling full of conviction. Don't be a coward this time. Are you going to cheat again? Know your place, clown. Motoyasu was about to say something, but stops immediately. It seems words have become unnecessary. Very well. I am different from before. Melty cannot fight, but I have Raphtalia and Phiro. In this situation where I can utilize the shield to its full potential, I will not lose. Now, let's see who is stronger. You. We both step forwards and charge towards each other. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 68, Battle between Spear and Shield. Phiro, you take Motoyasu dash. I give Phiro instructions as the battle begins. Motoyasu cannot lay a hand on women. Especially Phiro, Motoyasu even hesitates to point his spear at her. Even if Motoyasu was able to attack Phiro properly, she would be able to stop the spear. I am the queen who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. Rain flames upon my enemies. Tsuvate fire squall. The arrogant bitch sings an aria and casts fire system magic. Naofumi. Phiro-chan. I am one who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. Hinder. The rain of flames that pours on us. Anti-Tsuvate fire squall. Melty instantly counterbalances the intermediate magic that the bitch chants before going back to work on the cage. However, she could not perfectly counterbalance it and the rain of fire still poured towards us. Fortunately, it only hit Phiro and I who were in front. The jungle is set ablaze. The area nearby instantly becomes a sea of flames. Many villagers start to panic as the fire spreads. I will not forgive you for kicking Motoyasu-sama so many times. The bitch is casting magic towards us seriously. Melty is good at magic, but she is pretty good too. There is a big difference between the bitch and Melty known as levels, due to her being in Motoyasu's party. Phiro, are you okay? Yep. I'm fine dash. Phiro doesn't seem affected by the rain of fire. Well. During the first wave I also barely felt anything when the knights barraged the area with magic. But the biggest problem now is the surrounding bioplants which have been set ablaze. What kind of dumbass uses fire magic inside a jungle? Are you even thinking about your surroundings? I am one who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. Bless us! With the rain we eagerly long for. Tsuvate squall. Melty directs her magic towards the jungle while Raphtalia protects her. Main, thank you. Motoyasu, who received the bitch's help, shows his gratitude by giving her a thumbs up. Everything this guy does is infuriating. Now. Motoyasu-sama, please concentrate onto the devil of the shield. We'll hold that damned bird back with magic. Under bitch's command, Motoyasu's subordinates begins to chant. Here I come dash. Phiro ignores the chanting and charges straight at Motoyasu. Wait, Phiro. I don't understand what they are doing, but charging recklessly is not going to help. Wing tackle. Phiro tries to tackle Motoyasu with her giant body coated in wind. Phub. As a result, Phiro is blown off while spinning. She unfurls her wings to make a landing. That was surprising. But, here I go. Phiro charges at Motoyasu again without learning her lesson. However, I have no idea as to what magic it was that blew Phiro off again. This is not a feasible combat strategy. While Fyro is being pinned down, Motoyasu rushes at me. Eat this Naofumi. Meteor Spear. Motoyasu's spear shines brilliantly as shouts and leaps. The energy condenses to cover his spear as it heads towards me. Q. I receive the attack with the thickest part of my shield. Through the shield I receive a heavy blow that affects my whole body. I'm guessing that was a finisher move. Well, there is no reason to hold back in a real fight. All the bones in my body groan under the pressure. I think this is the worst attack yet. Glass's attack wasn't as heavy thanks to the shield of anger. How's that? There's still more. Disorder piercing. Rising dragon spear. TL note, Shoria spear. Motoyasu unleashes his skills continuously. I fire the special ability of the chimeric viper shield. Snake's poison fang. Shit. It's not effective because his level is too high. An intense pain could be felt from the attack that I failed to block. I understand that I'm bleeding even without looking. Recover magic. But Motoyasu won't give me the room to heal. Shield prison. I trap Motoyasu within a cage of shields. Giant windmill. Motoyasu swings his spear around like a baton, and cuts down the shields that I summon. Damn. His offensive power has already greatly exceeded my defensive power. Whenever a cooldown is off I cast a skill. As expected there is no chance to win in a defensive fight. What do I do? Fyro can't even get close to Motoyasu thanks to the bitch and her subordinates. Fyro commands the origin of power. Fyro has read and deciphered a law of nature. Blow her away. With a raging tornado. Tsuvate tornado. I am the queen who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. The tornado shall disperse and disappear. I am one who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. The tornado shall disperse and disappear. Anti-Tsuvate tornado. The magic that Fyro casts overpowers the counterbalancing of 3 people and breaks through, but it loses a lot of power. Yai, here I go. Wing tackle. Fyro tries to take advantage of the situation and charges Motoyasu immediately. But she is blown off. Again. This is looking bleak. It seems those 3 are well prepared against Fyro, and have taken measures in advance. Motoyasu, you bastard, I really want to kill you. Fortunately Raphtalia and Melty were excluded as targets. Are they looking down on us because we lack the power to kill them? Perhaps if Raphtalia joined the fight, and Fyro was not being suppressed. It is evident that it requires 3 people, and they are barely stopping Fyro. Melty's speciality is magic. It would be possible to counterbalance, but her level is too low. I told Raphtalia not to step in because of her lack of armor. No wait, if I approach together with Fyro I should be able to hold back their magic. At this point both bitch's magical power and my physical strength is starting to decline. Bitch and her lackeys drink something. Is that possibly a potion that recovers magical power? Dangerous, I don't think we can hold out until they run out of potions. What a tough guy. Thanks to the shield's skills he will not to fall down. Motoyasu seems to be out of breath as he continues using skills. I have also received considerable damage. I feel blood dripping from my body. I received good information and gotten strong in a different way. So far, after coming to this world, everything has been developed through trial and error. I did not choose the means of becoming strong. Avariciously, I stacked equipment bonuses of unsealed shields. Nonetheless, I am still unable to win. What's going on? Motoyasu got distracted. One of his companions cried out. I follow Motoyasu's line of sight and check. One of Motoyasu's companions had a sword piercing her shoulder from behind. Melty was considered too weak, and since Raphtalia was on defense she was ignored. You are only paying attention to Fyro, there are too many openings. Raphtalia's figure suddenly appears. You. After her companion was stabbed, the bitch brandishes her sword and slashes. Hide Mirage. When Raphtalia was about to be stabbed she disappeared like smoke. Raphtalia used concealment magic that uses a magic sword skill to produce a phantom, hence hide Mirage. It appears to be concealment magic that utilizes illusions. Do not get carried away with mere illusion magic. I am the queen who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. Cut down the illusions. Wind flasher. The illusion magic Raphtalia was using to hide disappears. Raphtalia emerged from the mist that the wind cut down. There. The bitch thrusts towards Raphtalia. Raphtalia is receiving the attack. Raphtalia has no armor. She's wearing villager clothes. Bitch's sword is probably of a high quality. If something happens, then we are finished. There is no time to choose the means. Shield of Anger. With the thought of losing Raphtalia, I activate the Curse Series shield. Ah, wait. Make it in time, make it in time, make it in time. The world instantly slows down. While my mind was being eroded, I cast my skills. Airstrike shield. Second shield. Two shields appear between Raphtalia and the sword. With a clang, bitch's sword was repelled. Ha, ha. I made it in time, somehow. Eat this. Motoyasu aims his skill at me, who sighed in relief. If I'm not mistaken, those are the movements for the meteor spear. It seems while using the Curse series, not only is my body enhanced, but also my kinetic vision. I powerfully grasp the shining spearhead. I'm impossible. Grabbing the meteor spear. You retard, you just used that skill a while ago. What kind of idiot would forget? Fool. The counter effect of the Shield of Anger is based on the attack's strength. Self-curse burning is activated. The strength of this flame is influenced by my anger. I was almost consumed by rage when I saw Raphtalia about to be stabbed. This generated an enormous amount of power. Motoyasu's whole body was covered in black flames, and he was rolling around in pain. If I don't change shield, I'll forget myself in anger. Not yet. The bitch hasn't learned her lesson yet and tried to stab Raphtalia again. Shit. Cool down time. They are just about to end. Shield. Not in time. Raphtalia was. The bitch's assassin's knife hits Raphtalia. Ah ha 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 ha, trying to deft me, what? Raphtalia disappears and all that's left is an afterimage. Your magical power was not enough to completely nullify my illusion magic. Now it's my turn. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 69, Judgment. Raphtalia appears behind the bitch and slashes. Clang. The bitch barely blocks Raphtalia's sword with her sword by turning around. There was probably another illusion piled upon the one that was dispelled. You're just a pebble on the side of the road. To treat others as pebbles. Is that attitude of one meant to rule? Raphtalia and bitch continue their game of cat and mouse while also insulting each other. Bitch's sword must have been expensive. However, she is unable to break Raphtalia's sword. I don't know if it's simply because Raphtalia's ability exceeds hers. I have to hurry and help. I will not collapse just yet. Motoyasu, who was on the ground from self-burning curse, gets up with great difficulty and is barely able to stand in front of me. You think you can stop me with these kind of burns? I will not acknowledge it. Although Motoyasu has taken considerable damage from self-curse burning, he continues on. Without consideration for his body. His steps are a little unsteady. This amount of damage is nothing that can't be fixed with recovery magic. Do you have someone who can apply it? I do not know what kind of magic Motoyasu uses. When I look at his companions, I see the one that wasn't stabbed desperately using recover magic. Raphtalia and the bitch are still engaging each other in close combat, neither of them are backing off. Don't forget about Pyro either. Pyro? Are you okay? Pyro should have been induced into a state of frenzy when I took out the Shield of Anger. But she's showing no signs of losing her mind. After the Shield of Anger's second form, Shield of Anger 2 was unlocked, its power increased without changing to that form. I am also able to send my companions into a frenzy with the Angry Dragon's Roar. Maybe that's why I can stop the Shield of Anger 1 from sending Pyro out of control. What's up? When I look at Pyro's head, her ahog is glowing. Somehow my body has become extremely light. Black flames are covering Pyro, her white limbs are being dyed black. Pyro's mind doesn't seem to be eroded though. It seems the reward from the Queen of Philoreals is amazing. I am one who commands the origin of power. I have read and deciphered a law of nature. Cure this person. Activate heal. Motoyasu's companion casts healing magic him after a long chant. Range recovery, they had such a hand available. You saved me. But, Motoyasu, you have made one big miscalculation. The light of recovery falls onto Motoyasu and his group to heal. Alright, hi. The recovery magic that Motoyasu was waiting for barely did anything for him. Motoyasu tilted his neck looking puzzled. Did you think you could recover completely with just one cast? I'm sorry to disappoint you. I have my own hand to prevent that. This is funny, the side effect of self-burning curse slows down healing. His long-awaited recovery magic barely did anything. I think the outcome is decided. His companions turn towards Raphtalia and starts chanting magic. Phiro. I give instructions to support Raphtalia. Okay. Phiro charges even faster than earlier. As Phiro approaches Raphtalia who is preparing to defend with her sword, both Raphtalia and the bitch back off to start preparing magic. Not yet. Without learning his lesson Motoyasu tries to stab me with his spear. Air strike javelin. A thrown spear flies towards me. Like that would work. I catch the flying spear. Gakin. Sounds of metal clashing rings out when I grab the spear. When I completely stop the spear, it disappears from my hand and reappears in Motoyasu's throwing skills. Certainly self-curse burning is ineffective at a long distance. If you are a gamer you would understand after seeing it once. I won't lose here. If I lose then Princess Melty, Raphtalia-chan, and Phiro-chan will all become tools for the Devil of the Shield. In a way coming all the way here believing in justice in itself is somewhat praiseworthy. But I am treated as the villain. No way, in Motoyasu's eyes am I a mid-boss within a game? What an unpleasant treatment. Who is a boss character? I will absolutely help you. A buffoon of a womanizer coming here, it's too pathetic. Don't you understand you're the one being brainwashed? It's such a waste to not be directing your passion somewhere more productive. Damn. He doesn't even respond to my remark. His companions are being trampled on by Phiro. Well, his unyielding will is certainly hero-like. However, if you insist of blindly following justice like that, then there is no saving you. Give it up, you cannot beat us. You don't even know your allies are the ones behind this. I look at Melty anxiously while thinking about what's to do next. Victory or defeat is also decided on whether or not the cage can be destroyed. It is admirable that she can act so bravely knowing her own older sister is trying to have her assassinated. Killing intent surges within me. But if I murder anyone here my innocence will never be proven. If I murder anyone, I will be no different than that trash who is trying to frame me. I refuse to become an existence similar to trash. To even sacrifice your own flesh and blood without hesitation. Is that really alright? No, I will prove my innocence. Not yet, I haven't lost yet. Motoyasu suicidally charges me, it's like he is trying to die an honorable death. It will be deicide with the next move. Right before a decide a foreign sound echoes. Applause is heard from a strange place. Aya. As expected of the spear, truly a strong will. It was a good show. The area is filled with magical pressure. All of Phiro's feathers stand on end as she covers Raphtalia. Melchan. Kai I am a princess, how dare you treat me with so impolitely. Phiro-cha, Phube. And without any hesitation everyone including Bitch and Motoyasu were kicked towards me, freely. Using high-speed magic Phiro appears in front of me. Everyone, whether friend or foe is gathered together at my feet by Phiro. Master. Will defend with everything. What's happening sudden dash? Hurry up. Something big is about to come. Damn. I know. While Phiro was watching with a threatening attitude, while I use shield prison, air strike shield, and second shield. Just as the shields appear a huge pillar of light poured down on us from the sky. Hugh. It was a heavy attack that shook my body to its core. I endure it while chanting fast heal. Air strike shield and second shield are blown away immediately, and shield prison is barely holding up. As the shield is protecting everyone from the sky a bacon sound could be heard. The prison is destroyed and the light falls onto me. My shield is somehow blocking the thick beam of light. As I was about to slip, Phiro wraps her wings around me and supports me. The light reduces my physical strength. A little more, it's over. The light suddenly vanishes, but I still hold my shield ready. Phiro stands up and covers everyone with her wings. The area around us, it's all scorched earth. It looks like a meteor fell and we were at its epic entree. There were some villagers groaning outside the crater that was part of the aftermath of the magic the enemy cast. It was horrible. What on earth? Oh my, what's this? To think the devil of the shield could withstand the high-class synthesis magic judgment and remain calm. When I looked towards the voice, what greeted me was the smiling face of the priest back in the church of Castle Town, followed by a dozen church officials, with some knights mixed in. Motoyasu looks at the priest in frustration. They're not your reinforcements? No, wait, Motoyasu would have been caught up in that blow as well. This is... Oh dear, how could I forget to introduce myself? I am the Pope of the Church of Three Heroes. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 70, The Pope. The Pope, hi. Wasn't that too extreme of a greeting? The power of that spell earlier was just barely tolerable even with the Shield of Anger. Phiro, that fellow, why did you help Motoyasu's group too? You should have just brought Raphtalia and Melty. Well, it's fine. I'm curious as to what the Pope's real intentions are. To fire such magic at the two princesses of this country and the hero of the spear, what are you thinking? Hero of the spear Sama, you say? If I'm not mistaken, heroes of the sword, bow and spear are objects of worship for this guy. I don't know what is going on, but... The Pope does not stop smiling while looking at me. I wonder what? I am getting a weird feeling. Will he keep that expression plastered on his face like a mask even if someone dies in front of him? Does his face even understand how to change expressions? That's the kind of feeling I'm getting. I have faith that the three heroes will save the people and the world from the wave. The problem is that fake pretending to be a hero. What do you mean? The Pope answers as if it's an everyday conversation. Motoyasu watches the Pope with a dumbfounded expression. The Queen candidates have already been killed by the Devil of the Shield. Don't worry about your corpses, they will be verified later. No way. Raphtalia was so disgusted that she didn't even feel angry. The Pope, before he seemed like a fair and unbiased person, but it seems that was just my imagination. The Devil of the Shield acted aggressively, but God has granted him mercy. Therefore, I am here as God's spokesman, complete the purification. What an amazing reason! In other words, the reasonably priced holy water offered to us was available because we could have been dealt with at a moment's notice? At that time I had no idea of the big picture. Back then I would not have considered this a possibility either. Don't joke around. I am the next queen. I cannot be murdered by a shield. No, don't worry about that. Be at ease, Princess Malty. The person inheriting this country has already been prepared. All is as God's will. Bitch face instantly paled from that conversation. It seems this was all a conspiracy from the Pope. It's a lie, right? Ha, no way. Stop joking around. Motoyasu yells at the Pope and points his spear towards him. Did we not fight to save this country and Princess Melty? Oh right. This country, in the end, will be used in the holy war for the world. After our church expels the three fake heroes and the Devil of the Shield, the church's authority and power will consolidate. Fake hero. My face cramps as the Pope's answer is way too unpleasant. Yes. The belief in the church is shaken in various places since the face heroes are causing trouble everywhere. Fake hero of the sword caused an epidemic, the fake hero of the bow does not bow to my authority, and the fake hero of the spear caused an ecosystem to go mad. All the things that I made up for. Now I understand what Itsuki did. He usurped a bad lord who raised taxes to contribute to the church. Therefore, I already disposed of the sword and bow impostor. The Pope answers calmly. What? I have summoned the bow and sword to different locations, and the Devil of the Shield will be wiped from existence with judgment. Such is the will of God. Ren and Itsuki, they were investigating too forcefully, and got themselves in trouble. I expected Ren to at least be suspicious, but Itsuki too. To think they would behave in such a way. If Itsuki noticed wickedness he would act for justice. No way, did they get ambushed? Does that mean both of them are? Did you murder them? Everybody fought for the sake of this world, Ren, Itsuki. Motoyasu has an incredibly angry look. Were you guys that friendly with each other? I feel bad for those two, but I feel nothing besides sympathy. Do not call it killing. We are merely purifying the devils and impostors who deceived us. Wah! We will inform the king and queen like this. This country is being controlled by the fake heroes. Although we purified them, the princesses were unfortunately. Wow, that's pretty far-fetched. Will they even believe that? I can see the trash believing it. He might cooperate solely because I was killed. We can barely fight, since all of us are exhausted. Even though in this world I ostracized, I will not become a pitiful person after the truth has become apparent. In wars, regardless of whether or not you have weapons of mass destruction, if you win then it does not matter. Truth is, I don't really understand either, but I can say this. I will not forgive assholes who are trying to destroy us for a selfish reason. Motoyasu is at a loss for words and slowly turns towards me. Naofumi, a truce. I want you to lend me your power. What an extremely selfish speech. I will not let you say you forgot what you said to me before. Making a situation where I was attacked one-sidedly and not even able to escape. In the first place, this guy really did believe the shield was capable of brainwashing just a little while ago. I beg you. I want to have a funeral for those guys. I can never forgive this guy. Whatever. Only if we can win. It will take time until the next strong magic is fired. However. Will you lend me your power? Do you think nothing of that guy? I am thinking of many things. I was going to be made a scapegoat. But Motoyasu, I have no obligation whatsoever to lend you my aid. The situation is, the cage was broken, so we should be able to escape by riding on Fyro. Rather. I smile at Motoyasu and show him a thumbs down. Die please. Yo. Even while unsteady, Motoyasu tries to punch me. Are you sure you want to hit me? If self-burning curse activates after you hit me, you will die. Damn. Well, I can control it because of Raphtalia, Fyro, and Melty. As expected, the Devil of the Shield and his companions, the fake heroes, will fight each other. Who the hell is this guy's companion? Shut up. I won't depend on you. I'll take that guy down alone. Fufufo, I wonder if you can really defeat me. The Pope instructs his subordinate to bring him his weapon while laughing. I wonder what it is. It's a big-ass sword. It was a silver-white sword decorated with ornaments. Is that similar to a game where in the second half they get a sacred sword that talks? TL note, anyone know what game he is referencing? Such complicated decorations, it's probably quite strong. The jewel buried in the middle of it gives off an unpleasant feeling. Wah, that's Dash. Bitch and Melty both pale at once. Naofumi. Take care, that Dash. First, the Devil of the Shield. You shall receive God's judgment. Despite the Pope being far away, he swings down the sword with a shout. A shockwave through the ground is coming right at me. I ready the shield to receive it. Ugh. The impact was so strong I was almost blown off. Its damage rivals that of Motoyasu's meteor spear. A big fissure is created in the ground. Wait a minute, right now I have the shield of anger equipped. What kind of weapon can deal such damage that Motoyasu's skill can't even compare? Naofumi. That. It's a replication of a legendary hero's weapon. A replication. Just how strong was the original? Ren, who also uses the sword, Motoyasu would be stronger, but they simply cannot compare to that. I mean, glass completely ruined Motoyasu. Her attacks would be around 5 times stronger. I was still able to defend against them with the Shield of Rage. But this attack just now surpassed it by far. Why is such a thing? They should have been lost hundreds of years ago. It was not lost, it was stolen. The Three Heroes Church stole it. There was a bomb conspiracy theory in a certain country during World War II, that claimed they lost a large quantity of bombs, and to this day have never been found. To think that is just a replica of the legendary weapon, will Ren's sword become that strong in the future? Although I may be the hero of the shield, is it safe to give an individual such power? If you have that kind of power from a mere replica, do you guys even need to summon heroes? I am curious. If you have such a think, why are you summoning heroes? Can't you just mass produce those and defeat the waves? Melty shakes her head at my question. To have similar power equal to a legendary weapon, the fuel consumption is too huge. What do you mean? To use that weapon once, several hundred people's worth of magical power must be sacrificed. Moreover, it is impossible to mass produce now, that technology was from a lost era. It is a legendary weapon after all. That's great. I have seen the anime. A giant robot using all of Japan's electricity to shoot one shot. Something like that? Everyday believers have devoted their energies and risked their lives. This is for a crusade. Well, they certainly are prepared. Bringing out the replica of a legendary hero's weapon in such a place? They said it was lost for several hundred years. Was the thing accumulating magic for that many years? Shit. To bring out something so troublesome. No, it's just evidence of how cornered they were. If we can overcome this, then our counterattack will begin. Right now is a crucial moment.